Alright YouTube, what's going on? We're doing a little bit different video today. We're going to look at watches again. I've done a few watch reviews, been meaning to do more. Lately I've been wearing this one here, this AV8. I just got this one. It's a nice piece there. We'll cover that one a little bit later. And the G-Shock is always kind of in my rotation, but lately my go-to watch has been this Motorola 360. I shouldn't say lately. Lately it's been the LG Urbane. But then, before that, for a long time, it was the Moto 360, something I wore pretty much every day. It kind of replaced my mechanical watches and my analog watches and my digital watches and such with a smartwatch. So this video is just kind of about smartwatches, how they, what's the appeal to them. I'm not going to talk about iWatch, if that's even what it's called. And if there's any background noise, it's because my furnace is on and it's really cold outside. We got about 2 feet of snow in the last day or so. So, but I don't have any interest really in that watch because I'm an Android user. It makes really no sense unless you're an iPhone user to have that watch. So the 360 has been a good one. This is the first gen. You can see here I have a custom face downloaded to it, and that's one of the coolest things about these watches, guys. Is you can customize the face as much as you want. You can change out the straps as well, just like you can on a regular watch, with a little caveat on the Moto 360, and we'll get to that. The Urbane is a lot easier to do that with. So let's kind of talk about, why would you want a smartwatch? What's the appeal? For me, it was when I learned about, some of the notification things, how you can receive text messages on them, and you can view those text messages, you can respond to them with your voice. Like, hey, that's pretty cool. You're driving, you get a text, you can just respond with your voice on your watch, and plus it's kind of cool, Dick Tracy-esque to talk to your watch. But they do a lot more than that. There's built-in heart rate monitors, there's a pedometer built in, keep track of your steps. So if you exercise quite a bit, they're really good for that. You can control your music on them. So there's a lot of really cool features. One thing that really appealed to me was the ability to change the watch face. Like I mentioned, there's an app called Watchmaker, I believe it's called. Let me pull out the old, oh yeah, I'm on it right now, cool. It's called Watchmaker. You can download these off of a website called Face Repo, or Facer, yeah, Face Repo, that's what it's called. And there's lots of custom watches that people have designed. Like here's a Boba Fett one that I think is pretty sweet. And if I want to set that, I can just click that, and boom, look at that, changes right to my watch. So that's pretty cool. That's one of my favorite things about smartwatches. If you wanted to, like before I had this Panerai on there, if I want to do like an Omega, here's just a Seiko one. I can set the Seiko one as my watch face and have like a Seiko 5. So that's what's pretty cool, is you can change that up. And even look, it looks like it's even an automatic, the way it moves and everything. So that's what's pretty cool about these things. They're a lot of fun. They're not, I don't think they're for everyone, but the Moto 360 was so inexpensive at the time. It was like under $200 that it's kind of a no-brainer for me. And they have a new version out that's kind of fixed some things that are some bad things about the 360. But you can see I just held down the face of the watch there, and I can go and I can select all these different faces that are saved on the watch. And then if I want to use the app, I can do that as well. So it's pretty fun to be able to switch them up, do some cool, Star Wars ones, or whatever you want to do. If you always wanted to have a Breitling or an Omega, but you couldn't afford it, you like the way the face looks, you can find something similar, change your watch face. So that's what's pretty cool. Very lightweight. It's a 46mm face, and it's very, very lightweight. It's extremely light, much lighter weight than most watches. But not as durable as well. They do have Gorilla Glass on them like your cell phone would, so they don't scratch. I have like no scratches. I've been daily wearing this thing for a while. But here's one issue with the watch. You can see here on the back, see these cracks right here on the back. That was actually from changing out. It didn't happen when I changed it out. I changed it out to a stainless steel band that was actually for the Motorola Pebble. And I've read a lot of reviews that it worked on this watch. Come to find out, it does that. So it still works. This is the band that came with it. It's a Horween leather, really nice high quality leather straps. So you get some nice straps. You have customization with the faces. You get all your notifications. There's even certain apps that work on this. There's a really cool GPS tracking one that I use. That's another thing that's cool on these is you have built-in GPS. So there's lots of really cool features. Now, how the battery is kind of the biggest, I'd say, negative to these watches is they don't last. I mean, and here's another one. Okay, it came up. Let me just demonstrate. See if I can get this to work. And I may have to pause this video and get some more memory going on there because I think I might be filling up the card here. So you can see here it's pretty bright, and you know there's adjustable brightness settings and stuff, and I have it like on a ambient mode so I can see it. See how it's dark right now? You can barely see it, and then you can see it comes on. That's the one negative, is that sometimes you're looking down and you want to see the time, and all you see is a black little screen. This is actually improved. There must have been I think there was a recent update to Android Wear that helped with this, but that's one of my big pet peeves of this is that you look down and sometimes I'm looking now, it's picking up my voice. You can see you got your contacts. Let's just go through the settings while we're here. You have this Map My Walk feature that's cool. Agenda, you can set alarms. You can go on Amazon. There's a browser available. So there's all kinds of cool little things. I mean, how realistic are they to do on a watch? Not very. For me, it was the draw was the customization options, the notifications, those kind of things. Battery on the Moto 360 is pretty poor. It doesn't even get. I mean, this has been on a charger. I haven't been wearing it, and I've been wearing the Urbane today, and it barely gets me through a full day. I mean, sometimes it even dies before then. Some of these different watch faces you do will drain your battery a little bit faster, so that's something to kind of consider as well. But they should get you through a full day. I don't know about the new Moto 360. There is a Gen 2 out. If it has better battery life. But the Urbane is a little bit different. It's the same operating system. They all run off Android Wear, but it feels more like a real watch. It's got a nice metal casing. This is kind of more plastic, so it feels lighter. So you get a little bit more heft to this, but it's not too heavy, but it feels solid. You have a nice leather band with this. It's 22 millimeters, so you can switch it out for whatever you want. You have NATO straps. You have all kinds of different options there. The Urbane came out a little bit later than the 360, and it has quite significantly better battery life. And I'm wearing this all day, and I'm at what? Oh, where'd it go? I just showed it. Let's see if it does it again. 59% battery. Matt's been wearing it all day long. You can see I have like this cool Star Wars thing going on here. Little Star Wars face there. One thing I will say is I've had issues changing the faces with this watchmaker app on the Urbane. It's been flawless on the Moto 360, but on this it's been having issues. It works off Bluetooth. I don't know if that's part of it. I'm not sure why. But the stock interface on the Urbane, not the stock interface, the stock watch faces are much better than they are on the 360. I think this one is pretty slick. I like this one quite a bit. And you've got like this altimeter going on, so it tells you like the elevation. It's got a compass built in, so if you're outdoors, you're not going to get lost. You have uses GPS coordination, so that's pretty cool. The Urbane definitely has better built-in watch faces than the Moto 360, but I've noticed it doesn't take the aftermarket, it will call them, faces as well. So you have all these different options built in. But one of the cool things about these watches is being able to do like what I showed you on the Moto 360, and this watch kind of struggles with that. I can't really figure out why that is the case, because look, here's the Watchmaker Premium. Let's scroll right there. I click on that, and I get this like turning thing with no picture. So I don't know if this watch is just not as capable or as compatible with that app or not. I'm not sure what it is, but we've been rocking the Star Wars anyway, because Star Wars comes out in like 48 hours, guys. Pretty stoked about that. But the build quality feels better. The battery life is almost twice as long. I mean, it's quite a bit more battery life. The face is a little bit smaller than the Moto. And the price-wise, I mean, you can get a 360 for really cheap now that the Gen 2's out, where this one's, I think, around $250. So that comes down to, is a smartwatch for you? Is it something you should incorporate into your everyday carry? You know, how does it fit into the EDC world, so to speak? That's kind of why I did this video. And compared to like a, you know, like a mechanical, this isn't a mechanical, excuse me, it's a analog watch. It's a solar powered quartz movement. There's also, I've had quite a few automatics. This solar powered G-Shock is beastly and works awesome. These will obviously take a beating better than anything on the table here. But even like this AV8 will last quite a bit longer, I think. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video for a minute so I can switch cards here. Stay tuned. Alright, sorry about that. I had to get a new card. So comparing these two, they're both great watches. They're both well designed. Like I said, there is some significant improvements with the LG, with the battery life and such, but you kind of lose some customization ability, which you shouldn't. There's just something that's going on with that. I'm not sure. So these charge kind of like your cell phone every night. They have the charge. The 360 charges on a wireless dock. And it's not hooked up, obviously. I've got it plugged in on my bed, but it just kind of sits there and charges. It's pretty cool too, because you can you know, have like a little mini clock by your bed, because when you put it in a charge mode, it basically has the time. That's it. But that's pretty neat. The LG watch actually charges like so. It has these little connectors, and it just kind of, and it's magnetic. You can kind of feel how it kind of suck that in there, or not feel but hear it. Sucks it in there. That's how you charge that. So they do need to be charged. This one you probably go 2 days without a charge. This one is definitely something you have to charge every night. So that's something kind of think about. Eventually, I think, as with cell phone batteries, you're going to have to replace the battery eventually. It just doesn't hold as charge as well. That's the issue on these, is that they don't have replaceable batteries. So when that, and I can honestly tell you, as long as I've had the 360, which has been probably 6+ months now, the battery just kept kind of getting worse and worse as far as how long it lasted. So that is one downside. It kind of makes the watch obsolete later on when the battery doesn't hold a charge, and you're like, well, I just got to buy a new one. Well, something like this, and this is just one I grabbed. This isn't like a super high quality one or anything, but it's not a bad quality either. It should last you years. Most of the watches I've had this G-Shock for a long time. It's still on the same original battery too, and you could barely tell. I mean, it should last me 10 years or more. The AV8, being that it's solar powered, this is one of their newer models. That should last you, I mean, I think the power reserve is like 6 to 9 months. That's without even seeing any light. As long as you continue to have it in light, it's going to continue to run. So it's really never going to run out of battery. I've had a Citizen EcoDrive for 10 years now, and it's still kicking strong. So, you know, that's the one disadvantage, is that these are eventually going to wear out, and they're going to be kind of useless. Whereas a watch like this, even if it was just a typical quartz watch, you could replace the battery and bam, you have a watch again. But you don't have the customization. The only thing you can really do is switch out the straps. Like I have a NATO strap on here now. That's really all you can do with these. But these are collectible. You know, a lot of people collect watches. They have many different styles. This brand in particular is cool because they've got these aviation themed watches, and this is called the Hawker Hunter, and it comes in a few different variations. This is actually one of the newest ones. I liked it because it had the solar power. It's not automatic. It's not a manual, but it's a quartz with a solar power, similar to the Citizens and the Seikos. So I really like that. I hate changing out batteries. I hate having to deal with that. So that's an advantage. So then these, you don't have to change out the batteries, but eventually it will wear down, and you will have a pretty much worthless piece of equipment here that'll last maybe a half a day. I don't really know how long that's going to take for that to happen. That's interesting. Oh, okay. You know, it could be years. I mean, but like I said, 6 months later, this is already deteriorated. It didn't have great battery life to begin with. I'm not sure how long this one will last, but eventually, those type of batteries, lithium ion, like your phone batteries and such, they eventually wear out. So anyway, guys, just kind of want to talk about smartwatches a little bit. I've had the Moto 360. I've been meaning to review it for a long time, so you guys can kind of take this as a mini review. I like the Urbane quite a bit. I got it in a trade for a knife recently. I kind of wanted to check it out. Like I said, the battery life's way better. If I can figure out how to get the faces to change a little easier like it does on the 360, then I'm definitely going to like this one more. But I'm going back, I think, to good old analog or digital or mechanical watches. I kind of got rid of quite a few of mine, which I kind of regret now because I had a good, nice little collection going on, and because I thought, oh, this smartwatch is going to change my world, and it did. I mean, it was something I wore every day, and it was really cool. But now I'm starting to kind of see the downsides of it 6 months later. So just kind of a heads up. We'll call this video, you know, is a smartwatch right for me? That might be a good title, something like that. Kind of talking about the Moto 360 and the LG Urbane. So, alright guys, if you have any questions or comments on this video, let me know. I'm going to continue to do some more watch reviews. It's something that they don't get as many views as my knife videos, but I like doing them, and it's a passion. So, and one thing that I've found there's just not a lot of, there's only a handful that I can think of good watch reviewers. 555 Gears, one of my buddies, Andrew, he's a great watch reviewer. There's a few out there, but a lot of them are just like these promotional videos. Like I looked up this watch, I didn't find one thing on this one, so I'll do a review on that one, just so at least if someone's looking for a watch, they can see, you know, an actual review of the watch instead of like a product demonstration. So, alright guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's kind of a longer video, but if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll see you on the next one.